Hi, Sparta Lincoln. Miss Nichols here. I'm dressed as an old person today because on our online Spirit Week, it's dressed like an old person to remember to stay home so that we can keep all of our loved ones, our older family members, safe and healthy during this time. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. I miss everybody. So today we're going to read After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. And this is actually a buddy book in my room, so my kindergartners know that when we have a buddy book, I always have a stuffed buddy to go with it. So I have Humpty Dumpty here. He's going to sit right here while we read. Let's get started. After the Fall, written and illustrated by Santat. This is a really neat book. Oh, there he goes, falling off the wall. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then, one day, I fell. I'm kind of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. You'll see his little binoculars there. He was watching the birds while he was high up. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. Notice he's sleeping on the floor. He's too afraid to climb up into his bunk bed. And you see all the pictures of the birds in the back? He loves birds. He thinks they're fascinating. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. He's even too scared to climb that ladder and get his favorite cereal on the top shelf. Poor Humpty. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than doing nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. See the paper airplane? Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. See his airplane? He made it into a bird. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt this happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Oh. They always do. Oh no. There goes his airplane over the wall. Poor Humpty. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. He did it! Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who is famous for falling. Crack, crack, hatch. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learned how to fly. So Humpty Dumpty hatched into a bird. There goes his pants, there goes his shirt, there goes his tie, and he's flying off. He was a bird in there all along, but he had to get back up on that wall so that he could learn to keep trying and he could hatch into the bird he was always meant to be. And that's the end. Life begins when you get back up. That's the end of our story. Hope you guys have a great day.